Hello, fine folks, and welcome to Booghy Plays. Tonight we are finishing our top 100 with a bang. Top 10, the top 10 list, and a small surprise, of course, from me. I am. Am I hearing myself fine? Does the sound work all right? It seems to. Okay. Do I need to be louder? I think I need to be a bit louder. Okay. You can hear me fine? We are checking the sound, as of course. We don't want any glitches. So I hope. Of course, there's something right there behind, so I'm gonna take you directly to it. Hello, folks. Hello, Ben. Hello.
We're going through the checklist so that we don't, do anything wrong.
Yeah. Well, it should have. We should be all right. Yeah, we are live, right? Everybody can see us, right? Hello.
Can we start now?
We are fine.
Gabby can see us.
Gabby can see us. Hello. Why are they on? How are you, folks? How do you feel?
Well.
You talking to me? I thought you were talking to that. I'm fine. If you see something strange,
you've grown a tail.
I've grown a tail. It's the next stage of human evolution. So
I want one.
Grown tails from your chest, huh?
Exactly.
So welcome to our top 10 of all time. Top 10 of all time, yeah. So I hope you have. We have established that my list is the best, so I am here to tell you about the best 10 games in the world.
I have just looked at my top 10, and your list is not the best. Believe me.
Yeah, but you're a...
My list is unbelievable.
Yeah, but you're an actor. Who believes an actor? What are you telling? What do you say, Radu?
No, it's fine. It's been quite a journey to finish this. It was quite an undertaking. 100 games. 10
so,
streams.
are there any Romanians watching this?
Yes.
Because I've just found this word that I looked up on Google.
Yeah.
And I just wondered. So I'm going to speak to some Romanian, and people can tell me how good it is. Okay. Vereo and shot the whisky. Și un pahar de biră, te rog. How good is that? Is that good?
Well, stick to English, please.
So.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. I watch. Hang on. Play this. Bada as bea o bere. Dasu o singura conditie. Sa yoki o partita si cumina. Hey?
Well.
I've never heard anyone try so hard.
Was that good? What would you give me out of 10 for that Romanian?
A proper 4.
Oh, wow.
How dare you? I just said to the audience.
You have to give him a 5 for
trying.
trying.
Yeah, okay, I'm giving you a 3 for trying. So, Radu.
I mean, look at the sentence, though. Look at the sentence, right? Yes, a beer, please, but on one condition. I want to play backgammon too. I mean, how many people are saying that in Romania right this second?
And now I have to say that on your last sentence where your Romanian was perfect. So... Yes. Gabi says that sounds like an old Viking dialect. So Radu, you were saying something about when Ben again stole your thunder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're trying to make this into an epic intro, and not like I had anything written and all that. I tried to, but it didn't come out right. So let's improvise, just like Ben's play.
Yeah.
We'll see where it takes us. But yeah, this is.
Did you write something? Did you chat GPT your intro or something?
No, you cannot chat GPT this stupid. So it's fine. My words are my own. I wear it with a badge of honor. So yeah, this list is the last one. Yeah, well, it's not going to be a huge difference, right? For the ones who saw the other one, there's little change to no really change. But yeah, the new ones, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
There's 10 treats here.
So I have to say, I have realized that somehow, although I did 4 years of Polytechnics University, I've realized that math, simple math, can be hard. Because I wanted to squeeze 12 games into my top 10. So I will talk about 12 games. Normally my first two will be 12 and 11, and my 99 and 100 are 101 and are 102. And I will talk about 12 and 11 because my maths are bad. So
okay. It's your show. You do whatever you want. It's your home.
I've realized, well, I'm stupid. So I have to live with it.
So how are you going to squeeze those in? Are we going to wait for you to finish 12 and 11?
Sorry. The internet's doing strange things.
Yeah. So I'm going to just talk about my 12 and 11, and then we're going to start with our top 10. Which we're gonna start with Ben, Radu, and I'm gonna be the last one today. Ben, you're going to be the first one. So I don't know if if you had problems with the internet. Can you hear us now, Ben?
Sorry.
Can you hear us?
Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat yourself. My internet's doing strange things.
So I was saying that I tried to squeeze 12 games into my top 10, and I've realized I didn't do...
Yeah, I heard.
So I will talk about my 12 and 11, and then we're going to start with the top 10.
Yep.
I'll speak very fast about 12 and 11. So I'm going to just... the numbers and the TVs. The TVs are on. And I'm going to talk about 12 games today, not only 10.
But didn't you already talk about 12 and 11?
Yeah, I did, but I will talk again.
That's not confusing at all.
So,
Cred shalista ta este groaznica. Eh?
So my number 12 is a game which I've played on stream. I will not talk a lot about these games because I have already talked about them in the playthroughs, and so let's go to my number 12 is Boon Lake. Boon Lake is a game by Alexander Pfister. I think it's all in all my favorite Pfister. I did a playthrough for it, and it is a fun game. I talked a lot about it. There's a lot to do in this game. You do things on your turn, you do things on other players' turns. You have an engine builder there. You have let's call it worker placement. You have hand management, a tableau builder. It's quite a game which I never, probably because of the pandemic, did not took off that as much as it should have. I do like you will set your objective from the beginning. And it's fun, it's challenging, it's quite a game, and I like it a lot. And
I thought Boon Lake was... I was just going to say, I thought Boon Lake was good, but I played Great Western Trail for the first time at the weekend, and straight away, it's my favorite solo Alexander Pfister game. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I understand why everyone loves it.
I haven't played solo. I haven't played Boon Lake solo. I think Boon Lake is best 3-player, probably 2 and 3.
No, I don't mean solo. I mean Alexander Pfister sometimes designs games with other people, and this is the best only Alexander Pfister game that I've played is Great Western Trail, I thought.
I like Great Western Trail, but I'm not as smitten. I like it a lot. I think it's a good game, but I like more other of his designs. I haven't played the new iteration though, the new Great Western Trail.
Nu avate dreptate. Hey.
Let's go to, so I will speak very shortly about my number 11, which is a game which we'll play on stream this in May. And the game is Snowdonia. Radu talked a bit about this game. This is a worker placement game. And I think it's one heck of a game. I think it's one of the best worker placement games out there. It's a game where you want to have all the spots are good. You want to, it's a, in a way it's a chickens game. I will go there, but I hope you'll not go there. Of course you're gonna go on the other spot because you're not stupid. And I'll have to take the best decision for me at that moment. I think it's so good at 3 players, and I think what's best about this game is that worker placement mechanism, the central mechanism, and the fact that the game plays against you, speeds up the game and makes things unpredictable. So, yeah, I'm sorry I have to...
Can we start with the actual list now?
Sorry, I've just got one thing to say about Snowdonia.
Yeah. What?
Tony Boydell está fuerte sexy.
So, Tony, if you're looking, Tony, you're sexy. You're awesome. Well, I think Tony Boydell is one of the coolest people I've met. It was fun talking to him, and I've made an interview with him also on the channel.
Cooler than me.
No one's cooler than you, Ben.
I mean, that is true. That is very, very true. The truest thing you've ever said.
I don't think Tony thinks he's cooler than you. Not even he thinks he's cooler than you.
No way, because he isn't.
Yeah, this is a great game, and I know they are working on an expansion, and I've heard good things about that expansion, and I can't wait to see what it brings to the game.
Well, if you have the big sort of collector's edition, there is an exclusive 5 games for Doomsday card in there. Yeah.
No.
That's a challenge to find it amongst 10,000 cards.
Yeah.
So let's go now to number 10. Mr. Ben, you are the first one to start.
It's very exciting.
But you have to do it in Romanian. That's the catch.
Okay. Let's have a look. So I speak fluent Romanian, you see.
Oh.
So
he's out. There's a shadow over there.
Hang on a second. I'm just thinking of how to formulate it.
Okay.
This
no,
is not going to take
don't do that. We will
sure.
Cred ca listele tala sunt prosti.
Okay.
Gents. So my number 10 is it can't really be higher than number 10, even though it's one of the best games ever made, because you just can't get it. It's completely unavailable. But once you do actually sit down to play it, it is so good. It's so weird and wonky and unbalanced and yet really great fun. And that's Glory to Rome.
Oh. Glory
Glory to Rome is such a it's such a refreshing and original game. You play it and you think, I have never played anything like this in my life, and it is just an absolute joy to play, and I highly recommend anyone give it a go.
I do not.
This is the holy grail.
This is impossible to
card
find.
games.
Yeah, that's the main problem with it.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Yeah.
And they are going to keep it that way because it creates this legend, myth, and keeps building
well, it's
up
not that,
its momentum.
is it? It's not that, because it's a co-design, and the guy who printed it co-designed it, and because of a container falling off a ship, he ended up going bankrupt and losing his house off the Glory to Rome Kickstarter.
Wow.
And he won't release the rights back to Carl Chuddock for Glory to Rome. So, I mean, it makes no sense, right? If they did a Kickstarter for Glory to Rome tomorrow, it would do $1 million quid.
He would get
it would do $1 million quid. And the only reason is because the guy who did the Kickstarter will not relinquish the rights to it. So it's unpublishable. That's the problem.
Change the theme.
I have played. I don't know if it's the theme. I don't know. Maybe that's because you can't take the same game, put another theme on it, paste another theme, and take a.
Like that never happened in this.
Yeah,
hobby.
you can, but you have to have the rights for the game itself. So you can.
No. Mechanisms are not copyrightable.
Yeah, but the same
they did it
game.
with Bang. Some Chinese company took Bang, the game Bang, and just put a different theme on it and released it. And there's nothing you can do legally. I mean, you wouldn't get sued. I just think Carl Chuddock was friends with this guy, and I think at this point he's kind of done with the whole Glory to Rome
I have
stuff.
only played.
I think we will see it. We will see it one day, but it's going to be a long time.
Yeah, but as you've said, I think we put it on Kickstarter or GameFound or whatever, and you'll get your house back, and even more.
Sure.
I have only played Uchronia, which is somewhere close to in mechanisms with Glory to Rome, but it's not exactly Glory to Rome. I would want to play this game. I won't pay the stupid prices they ask for it, but I would play it. So Radu, what is your number 10?
My number 10 was already on someone's list, and it's incredible how our today's society has become this political activists, and we're trying to not give theme the room to breathe. So, it take theme so literal that
it starts with a P.
It creates this fictional conflict. This was 10 on your last list. So
it's Puerto Rico.
You should know that. This is Puerto Rico. Yeah. Now, I never had any issues because I catalog as toys. So to a degree, I get what all the fuss is about, but these are just tokens and wooden chips. So yeah, nobody gives a damn if it's in space, but if it has actual historical base, then you're gonna have an issue by offending people with.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can read. I think you could read too much into things. I mean, my issue with the new version is that
it's bad. That's the issue.
No, I mean, I've heard terrible things. I've heard terrible things about the production, but I guess my viewpoint on this is that if you're a person forcing people to work in fields and not paying them very much and treating the poor like rubbish, it kind of doesn't matter whether you're from Europe or from the country in which the game is based, right? But I mean, saying that, I don't know. I haven't seen the new version. I played the old version. It's mechanically as good as it gets for games, and I don't see board games as toys. So I think you can have a discussion The problem I see is that in the current climate, if you have a differing opinion, people don't say, "Oh, you disagree with me. Let's have a chat about that."
Talk about
they say,
that.
"Oh,
Chat.
they say, oh, you're a Nazi. I don't want to engage with
Yeah.
you," which is there's a fundamental issue when people aren't willing to debate.
Debating is out of the society. I mean, we can't have a discussion about ideas anymore. It's you're on my side or none, or I'll have none of it. Which
Well, it's because politics has become religion on both sides
Ideology.
of the divide, both on the left
Yeah.
and right.
Everything's that.
Politics has become religion, and when you the fundamental thing is when you turn something into a religion, you have believers and you have heretics.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to say you're a heretic. I don't have to
Exactly.
listen to a word you say,
It's-
and this is what politics has become. And it's a shame.
It's ideology. It's even worse. But
This is even more interesting than the
religion's
top 10.
much worse. Religion's much worse than ideology. But we can go into that
another time.
No. Let's keep on talking about it. Let's make this a 3-hour stream. No, it's still was and it will be a game to be played. It's
such a good one.
From 2002, so it's quite a granddaddy at this point.
But one thing about this new production, they will sort the production issues out, and you will get decent copies. And fundamentally, theme-wise, I don't really care. And the mechanisms are so solid, and it's such a brilliantly designed game. And I guess the point is, if people are annoyed by it, if people are upset by it, and you can do something to make those people less upset without ruining the work of art, I don't necessarily think it's the worst thing in the world.
No.
Sure, but the changes are just color based. That's all that you need to do. Is that all the fuss is about? Anyways.
Well, I'm not saying that this example isn't facile. I don't know enough about it, honestly, to be able to really comment. But I mean, the Mombasa Sky Mines thing, I totally understand, and it doesn't bother me. Right?
I couldn't care less. I have the older version. I am okay with the newer version. But
I have the new version.
I won't go into a politics discussion or an ideology. I won't go into a discussion with an ideologue because I'm losing there is ideology doesn't have argument. So in that moment,
well, unfortunately, to be a reasonable person, you need to engage in discussion with that person before you decide they're an ideologue, right?
Yeah,
and you certainly shouldn't base your opinion upon someone's worth based upon what they tweet.
Pretty fast if
because what people say
not.
on Twitter has no relevance to who they are, right?
Again, it's pretty fast to realize if he's an ideologue or not. It's not hard. So this is Puerto Rico, a pretty good game and a spark for discussion. I'll go to my number 10.
That was nice.
Number which I'm not against. I'm against yelling. So my number 10 is a game that I think it has no problems. I think this could also have its problems. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Fortunately, it doesn't. The game is about trading in the Mediterranean. It's a game about playing cards, and it's a game about creating trade posts and about scoring points, of course. The game is Concordia. Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Venus. I think Venus is it closed it closed the circle because it made the all the strategies possible. So I do like the fact that you have a gazillion maps, but I do like the idea of having a card which allows to copy yourself. So this is what Venus does. I haven't played the team-based games. I'm not really up for that. I'm more of a winning on my own. I don't want to win with you. But yeah, this is a great game. It's so simple mechanically, but at the end, for me, this is one of the best introduction to heavier games, because it's quite simple to understand. Everything is quite in front of you. It is play a card, say, do what that card says, but from then on, think what cards you will need to buy, where you're gonna put your trading posts, what resources do you need, when do you produce resources, have you spent enough resources so you won't lose some of the resources you have produced. It is I do like salsa a lot. I am the forum, I can take it or leave it. I think it's good. You do something with spending with how you place your cards. But salsa for me it adds that salt, which is a wild resource, which opens a bit the game, which I think it was a bit too tight in its base. Yeah, it has a gazillion maps. I've heard you said, Ben, you've played its last expansion. So
it's not published
not
yet.
Published. I can't wait to meet. I hope I'll be able to talk to Mr. Gertz a bit more.
He told me that he thought you were an awful human being. He said if Booghy ever gets in contact with me, I'm going to burn my computer. Is exactly what he said to me. So it's not looking good.
It wouldn't be the first time I've heard that statement.
Great game. It's a classic for a reason, and I think it is McGurt's best design yet. And he does. I do like what he does. I will always play Navigador or Imperial. I think they're fun games, good games, but I think this is its best one. Number 10 was Concordia.
I'm saying nothing about this.
You don't want to spoil anything.
So let's go to number 9. What is your number 9, Mr. Ben?
So my number 9 is my second favorite Reiner Knizia game, and without a doubt, Reiner Knizia's most underrated game. It is absolutely fantastic. It is mean as all hell. It is like great Knizia games. The rules are super simple, yet to play it and be good is really difficult. It is a fight in a telephone booth. It is everything you want from a game, and it's a train game.
Oh, it's Stevenson's Rocket.
Go on. It is Stevenson's Rocket. Okay. Stevenson's Rocket is so good, and no one knows about it. And it's such a tragedy, because every time I play this game, I come away exhilarated. Wow. Because it's just so much fun. The decisions are so difficult, yet the rules are so easy. Yeah. It's brilliant. It's an absolute masterpiece. And I spoke to the great man himself, and he told me that he also didn't understand why people didn't like Stevenson's Rocket.
Well, your enthusiasm got me on board, so I need to. And fortunately, I have the Grail Games production, which is with Ian O'Toole art, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I have that one too.
And I got it. Yeah, I got it before Reiner Knizia had his big argument with Grail Games, and so that version will never be published again.
I know that it was streamlined a bit. This version was streamlined because in the first game it had money. You don't have money anymore. In this new version. Well, you're my guest to play it sometimes if you want to.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and the fact that you can veto people's movement is so brilliant. It's such a great game.
I haven't played it in a while though. I haven't played it in a while. Yeah, so that was Stevenson's Rocket. Let's go to your number 9, Radu. What is your number 9?
Ooh, it moved 3 spots. It was 6 last time. It's from 2018,
Okay.
and this game, I didn't even know if I would like what it had inside, but the cover of Coimbra just left me speechless. So, right, that's
You bought it?
that's my Chris Williams, I think best, and that made a splash with such a colorful, bright, vibrant, view of Portugal. So it's a bit heavier and outside my comfort zone, but I like it all the same. It's pretty much a Euro game with managing dice, their colors, their peep value,
and tracks. A game of dice and tracks.
and tracks. So yeah, you need to know what you like about this game, to enjoy it. But yeah, artwork for me first. This was a no-brainer when I saw it. I had to have it.
Yeah, I think it was in my, I don't know, 40s or something, 40s, 50s. Someone there. I do agree. It's a great little game that looks good. It probably is one of Quilliam's best work, which you can find an interview with him I did on the channel.
Okay.
But it is a pretty good game. Yeah, it has a pretty good game underneath. And it's by the Italian duo Flaminia Brazzini and Virginio Gili.
Virginio Gili.
My number 9 is a heavy one. It's a game about being an illusionist. And going in dark alleys, and in a way it's a game about getting resources and transforming them into points, if we are honest about it.
What more do you need in a game? I want to get one cube and make it into a different type of cube that I then make into points. That's a perfect game.
And the game is called Tricarian. I love this game. I haven't managed to play it in the last year because of the channel and all the games I needed to play for the channel, but this one will be played soon. It's an excellent worker placement game. Resource.
It's brown upon beige and light beige.
No. The artwork looks good. The artwork looks very good. It's not. If you haven't seen it up front, it has. It's very well done. Yeah, it is a bit of mind clash with a lot of things there, but this one is. It is my favorite mind clash. I haven't played all of their games.
If they could just develop their games just a little bit more, so they're not quite so fiddly, they would be fantastic.
I don't think this is fiddly. This is quite okay.
He's defending his number.
So I don't think it's
quite
that fiddly.
As you should.
I haven't played some other of their titles. The setup is also because it has those game trays. It's rather fast. It's not as it's for Anachronis with all the trays is cumbersome. On this one, it's quite fast and it's smartly done. And I do love doing those tricks. Doing tricks is matching some tiles, but it feels so good and it feels so satisfying playing.
My disappearing act will never be at this table.
It's pretty good. So my number 9? was Tricarian, Legends of Illusion. Let's go to your, which was, I think, let me see, last year.
Number 8.
Last year was number 6. Well, here, neither here nor there. Let's go to number 8, right?
Yeah, so my number 8 is a lot of people's number 1. It is a brilliant game. It's a sort of war game, but it's clothed in fantasy clothing. It is the game that evokes Lord of the Rings better than any other game in my eyes, and that's War of the Rings Second Edition. It is so good. It's not a 4-player game. They try and say it's a 4-player game. It isn't. It's a 2-player game. But my God, what a 2-player game it is! And it's mechanically so clever. Both sides feel faultlessly thematic. I prefer to play the Free People because I like that sort of hidden mechanism where you're trying to get the Fellowship to Mount Doom. It is, when you first start playing it, it's quite complicated, but once you get it, it's fine. That dice allocation mechanism is fantastic, and yeah, it is brilliant. And if you want to know how the game is developed, you should go on to Tabletop Gaming magazine in the UK. I wrote a feature article about the development of War of the Ring, and I interviewed one of the designers, and it is it's absolutely brilliant. War of the Ring. There's nothing more to say.
I've talked with Roberto
amazing.
here on the channel. We haven't talked a lot about developing this game, but he's a character, and it was fun talking to him. And what struck me is the fact that he was into gaming since the beginning of, and he worked in gaming since the beginning of his working life.
Right.
So yeah. This one is almost at my doorstep, and we will be playing it on the channel. I can't wait because
it's so good.
I've heard only good things about it. Yeah, it is hard, it is heavier, but yeah, I don't care. I love.
I've heard so much about this game. This has moved to and is my number 1 must-play game on my to-do list.
It's an absolute classic. It is an absolute classic. It has sold consistently since it came out.
It always goes out
and
of
it is
print.
just and it's just fantastic. And I spoke to Francesco, one of the designers, for this article, and he said some oblique thing about maybe one day they'll do a 3rd edition with better miniatures, and if they do that, I don't care what it costs. I'll buy
it. So let's go to Radu's number 8.
So my number 8 is the new entry, the only entry.
Okay.
Because probably I've played this year, and
you played it here, or
it's. No, no. I played it elsewhere. I'm not playing just with you. Don't
you're not.
Take
That's why
all
I
the
asked
credit.
you.
So this is deck building and worker placement.
It's Dune.
And it's the other one, not the one you think about. This is Dune Imperium.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I've so debated on which, because people are constantly mixing Arnak with this one, but it
confuses me because I've played both and they don't feel similar to me. One feels like a sort of standard Euro game, and the other feels like a sort of combat-y sci-fi game. They feel different to me.
Yeah, well,
the two games.
They still manage to put them in the same pot.
It's because people are stupid.
I choose this one because of I'm more into the theme than the exploration Indiana Jones theme. So this is going closer to the latest movie adaptation. So if you like that, even better.
I love those cubes.
But this is still a distilled version of a Euro game. You have all the basic mechanisms that, and the theme is, do I dare to say flavor? But yeah, the interaction on that combat, you're fighting for spice, and it's good. So I need to play this with the expansion to give it a definite, review on the matter.
This will be localized, and I can't wait to get a copy to play it.
It's gonna be hard to stream though with the deck building aspect of it. But yeah, well.
I have only heard good things about this game, so I want to play it. Let's go to my number 8, right?
It's good.
It's
not top 10 good, but it's good.
My number 8 is a game that it was 8 last year. It stayed there. It did not move 1 inch to the left or to the right.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
The game is by the how Ben you call them, by the most famous Dutch designers. It's a game which can.
It has to be a splatter game.
It's not the meanest, but it can be a bit mean if you want to play it that way. And I would call it Misery a long time ago. The game is called Antiquity. And why do I say it's Misery? Because you will get a lot of death and a lot of pollution. If you don't know how to, these plastic beads are pollution, and these are I have the, I think, 3rd edition or something. And it's a polyominoes game. It was before polyominoes were cool, I would say. Yeah, it has a prototypish look to it, in a way. Not the main board. The main board I think looks fine, and I have the plastic bits.
I disagree.
But man, it's so good. It's so good. It's so simple mechanically. Build some stuff. Choose your winning condition, and try to win. I think this is the game. But it's others can get in your way. You won't know from the beginning which way you will go. The game plays against you. You will play against you if you don't know how to play. This is absolutely, it's a fantastic game, and if you love heavies, you have to try to play this one. Yeah, it's not the looker, but I do like how it looks though. It's for modern standards, let's say. It's not a looker, but I do like what it looks, and it's form following function in a way.
Well, someone has to ask the ugly girl for a dance someday. No?
I'm okay with that.
Wow.
This is I'll take one for the
so
team.
far out my spectrum. Oh,
yeah, but it's so good. Yeah, it is far away from your spectrum, but it is so good. It's far better than all of the games from your spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Without we stop on each other's toes, but you have to try it at least to see it, to see how good the game is. So my number 8 was Antiquity. Mr. Ben, what's your number 7? Mr. Ben, what's your number 7?
So a great man once said, "Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Said.
Okay, I'm having terrible trouble with this connection.
Okay.
Good. So a great man once said that this game is basically Misery a long time ago. It looks a bit prototypey, though the board, I like it, and it's mechanically very simple. It's just build a building, choose your building, and you will get a lot of death and a lot of pollution. My number 7 is the best game by the masters, by the Dutch masters, and that is Antiquity.
Oh, no.
It is absolutely everything you said and more. It is brutal, but fun, and it's heavy without being difficult. It is almost the perfect game. And I say almost because it's my number 7 and not higher.
Well, I'm glad you're agreeing with me, so I'm glad you're following me.
Okay, I forgot that both of you don't care about art. Okay.
Right.
My number 7.
Why did I speak first?
I don't know.
Why did I change
did the order change? Yeah, I think you stepped on Ben's toe.
You speak now. We'll go back to it. So tell us.
Okay, so it's my favorite Garfield game, and that's saying everything.
Oh, yeah. The worst Garfield game. Say it.
No, it's not the worst. It's probably the best and friendly and towards gamers. This is how you get into their games probably. This is Architects of the West Kingdom, not the best artwork, but the gameplay has elevated it to the next step. So this is one that I didn't buy it for its looks, so it's still one of my favorite in my collection. It's just a standard worker placement with a twist that you can catch the other players or take hostage the other players' meeples and send them to prison and other things, for points.
Of course.
We get that, right? We don't have to say that every time. This is a Euro game by definition. So, yeah. I hope you agree. I know Booghy doesn't agree, but,
I loved Architects. I don't think it's my favorite. My favorite Garfield game is the new one, the Scholars of the Wayfarers. Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Yeah. I think Wayfarers of the South Tigris is absolutely amazing, and it's his best game by far. But I thought Architects, I love that idea that you start with all of these workers and you have to kind of balance using them and getting them back and having them arrested and all of that sort of stuff. I really enjoyed it.
It's an easier title, so it's more for a broader audience, I believe. So
yeah. I will probably, if we played it again.
Don't. No, this is my top 10. Not allowed.
Okay. Yeah, you will give it that. So.
You had to expect this from me. Everyone did, I think.
So let's go to number 6, right? And I will not go first again. I'll let Ben speak. Ben, what's your number 6? Let's see if we match again.
Let's have a look. So my number 6, a great man once said that it was MacGurt's best design. They said that it was the perfect, what was it? The perfect introduction to heavy games. Yeah. I think there are few games that evoke such a feeling of calm and satisfaction in me than this one. Concordia is It's just so good. It is the absolute apotheosis of what good Euro game design should be. You play a card, you do what it says, and from that simple decision, an incredible amount of depth emerges. This is masterful design from a masterful designer. And even if you don't like Euro games, you need to play Concordia. It is just fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So this is our first three-way crossover, I
Yeah,
think. We
yeah,
never
yeah.
had this. All of us had
I
it.
love a three-way.
Okay, just send me an invite, okay?
I'm staying out of it. Thank you. So,
Yeah, I had to make it weird, didn't I? Anyway.
well, bring the British. This is what happens when you invite the British to the party.
Well, they invite themselves nowadays, don't they? You know, they go to Spain.
Yeah. Well,
and...
I mean, we try and invite ourselves, but you know, we also tend to leave the party like idiots.
So, Radu, what is your number 6?
Oh, yeah, let's open this can of worms. This has a new big box edition that I cannot go behind, and this is where companies just go and this is to me it feels like a cash grab. It was way too rushed. This needs to have the charm that had the old version, and you have spoken about this. This is Village. And I cannot understand. I don't have the same feeling. I don't see any medieval nor German, and I think it's a way to make me buy this game again, but won't. So I'll hang on to my original version and we'll play that. And this is the version that you care for your meeple. You make up names, and you feel when they go to the graveyard. I think they removed the graveyard entirely, and they just
really,
it's something like
that's a travesty.
I don't know if they did that. I will have to see. There is a documentary about Apocalypse Now, where Coppola talks about when he was speaking with Vittorio Storaro, who was the cinematographer of that game, and he was telling him that he wanted to create something big, because Americans, where they go, they want to bring the party with them. They want to bring everything up. The volume should go up. Everything should go up. And I think the Village Big Box, being done by Plan B, who are Americans, is exactly that. They try to make it colorful, big, and in your face. Or
it was not about that.
Yeah, the game itself.
It was about this calm village setting that you were building. Caring for animals, you're brewing the beer, you're going to the tavern at the city hall, you're going voyaging, and all of that, you can get it with these wooden components. And I think it's few games make you that attached to an original.
Yeah.
And
they got a lot of backlash the way they went, but they went ahead with it. Well,
They didn't care. They just you're overgrown. Just stick with your copy. We're going for the kids now. Well, I'm glad that they didn't make it animals or anthropomorphic.
Right. Anthropomorphic animal pirates. Yes, we're all 5.
Yeah, where is the world heading?
So, my number 6, Gabi says that he's history carry on, he gives love. My number 6 is a game, I think, that was, it has fallen a bit. It was number 4 last year. Now it's number 6. It's neither here nor there. Still there. This is the love letter that Uwe gave to his hometown. It's called Fields of Arle.
I have a déjà vu, like you've already spoken about this game. So continue.
I don't think I've spoken on this top.
No, probably not.
This is the. Oh yeah, I think I did, didn't I?
I'm sure you did it last time we streamed.
It didn't it? It sounds like we've already
Yeah.
established this. Wow, this has never happened in the top
Let me
ever.
see. Did I do that? I
Just
hope I did.
switch it fast. Find another Uwe game. They has well, Feast for Odin, Feasting Odin.
Well, if it's there, that means I have really did something stupid. Because it's in my top 10 and it should have been there.
Oh, this is
I don't know
anachrony
Yeah.
of Kosti.
Well,
he
if
went
I
back
did
and
that,
changed
I
your
am
mind.
sorry. That's why my top 10 was out of shape probably. So
Right.
let's it's
There's no way your top is better than ours now.
yes, the game is good.
No way. Especially seeing that your number 15 is somehow in your top 10.
I hope it's I don't know if I did it. I'm sorry if I did that. But yeah, if I did it, well, I did it. It is what it is.
You are excused.
Uh,
We just had Easter, so you know, maybe bad eggs.
Probably. Yeah, probably. But I have looked through it to see if I did that. And I looked through and it shouldn't have been there. I looked through all the list to see if I did that. But
Maybe you didn't. We just trolled you.
He definitely spoke about it
and
last
I
stream.
think I
Definitely.
shouldn't have though. Then
You got mixed up.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
did.
you love this game too much, so you had to talk about it
twice. Yeah.
again.
I do love this game a lot. I have made a lot of
really?
yeah, I don't think so. I don't know where it is. I don't see it.
All right. Are you talking about it, or are we skipping this
Yeah.
one?
Well, I think it's a great game. If I've talked about it twice, well, in one of those slots, it should have gone one of Boon Lake or Snowdonia. So
Yeah.
uh,
You like it so much you're playing on two
on
tables.
2 tables, yes. My number 6 was Fields of Arle.
All right.
Gabi replace it with Arknova? No way. So let's go to number 5. I'm pretty sure I have not spoken about
Okay.
the others. So, Mr. Ben, tell us.
So my number 5 is the best living card game. It is, let me look at my list, definitely my highest co-op game by miles. I'm not a huge co-op fan. It is a game that evokes the feeling of the original text. It is really hard, but tells a really good story. It has a really innovative use of cards, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. It's really good. I have altogether too much of it, and it's really difficult to get hold of certain things for it, but it's brilliant, and I recommend anyone play it.
I think this
Is it
is it
narrative?
solo. It plays well solo.
No, it's a you can solo it, but it's a co-op.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard things about
And
this.
it's one of those Fantasy Flight living card
Yep,
games.
yep,
It's
yep.
absolutely fantastic.
I haven't played this one. I do like their style, but not a big fan of that. I think I haven't went into it because of the co-op nature. I'm not a big fan of cooperative games.
You can solo it though, and soloing it is great too.
So
Yeah, good one. It's on my list as well, but you know I don't like to play solo, so
yeah.
So my number 5 was already on someone else's list, and this is the best, not non-big box I know, and they and it has tails, just like the
It's a small box
like
game.
the. No, it's not. It's not. It's from Fun Tales.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
this has to be in my top 10. It was on my top 10. It was 4. Last time it will hardly ever leave. Is a gem in my collection. It's one that you could go on exploring and combining the chronicles as you wish. The core base,
Yeah,
works.
it's good.
It's for getting people into the hobby. I think it's one of
I
it's
wouldn't say
Matthias
I wouldn't
Kramer's.
say it's a good it's not it's a gateway
I,
game.
no, well, it's a stretch, but it's easy enough that people can
Some
get
people, yeah.
behind it,
Yeah.
right? You're just going in your own DAO and trying to build your
Yeah, but
domain.
it has a lot of mechanisms for new players would be too much.
It wouldn't be that complicated. I tried it and it worked. So yeah, the new version obviously is this is how you improve an older design.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's a master's.
Fun Tales are doing incredible work, I think.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't played their last title, but I should get in touch with them.
Yeah, what? Feed to Kraken
No,
was it?
that's the title before
Yeah.
that. They have released a new game.
Carel.
yeah.
It's the Klaus Jürgen Vrede one. It's good. It's a good light Euro. It's good.
Haven't heard about that one.
So my number 5 is my number 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't talked about this one.
Fields of Arla.
Fields of Arla.
He's in a loop, isn't he?
It's Uwe's song to his homeland.
Exactly.
We have learned his poem.
Yeah. It is what it is. So my number.
He's second guessing now.
No, I'm not saying.
His whole list has been a rehash of his other.
But I have tried to find and see where
Well,
or how did I messed up. That's
what's your number 5 first, and then you can
how
continue
did I do it?
looking.
How did I manage? Oh yeah, gosh. My number 5 is
Can
a
we
game
talk
that
about
last
a
year
different topic, Ben?
was number 3.
Because it feels like we are heading into a different direction.
Yes, it was 3 last year. I think 3 or 4. 4. And now it's no, it was 3 last year. Now it's 5. It has fallen a bit, but I still like this game. And the game is called Brass Lancashire.
Which
Lancashire.
one? Lancashire. Okay.
I do like this one better than I like the other one, but I'm not. I won't say I like that. I couldn't put both on list. I have chosen one. For me, this is the best version. Is the original version. Yeah, it has that how was it called? The link. The virtual link has disappeared. The 2-player version, it was improved, and yeah, it's probably the more strategic one in a way that mistakes are more punishing in this one, but it's not like the other one is far more forgiving. It's you have to know what to do to play a good game here. And it's satisfying, and it looks so good, and it's fun, and it's.
And you have Daniel Day-Lewis on
And
the
I have
cover.
Daniel Day-Lewis on the cover, yeah.
I still, just to be against you, I like the Birmingham better.
I also like the Birmingham better, but
Oh yeah,
that's where I'm. That's
You're
basically where
wrong.
I'm from in England. So,
Oh, yeah.
so
You
of
have
course.
to.
You have
This
to.
is the old version, which looks bland comparing to the new one.
Another good, update to the
Yep.
original. So yeah,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
something
They
you
did a
can
great
get behind, and you cannot deny its improvements.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
what they've made with the improvements helped the game a lot to bring it back to, because
Yeah.
a few years ago Brass was dead, people were not playing it, and when they did the reprint, it was it was brought to life with the new artwork, because the game itself, it was as good then as it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Good.
my number 5 was Brass, Lancashire
Or Birmingham.
or Birmingham. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mr.
4.
Ben.
You forgot how his name. Come on.
So my number 4 is my top Reiner Knizia game. This game is tactical, it's strategic, but most of all, it's cracking good fun. You shout at people across the table. It is. I've never failed to have just a monstrous whale of a time. It is from his classic era of auction games that are, the best auction games out there. And this is modern art. Modern art. Modern art is so good, and it's so much fun, and it's such a joy to play every time. It's almost perfect.
Not the card game, right? The original.
Yeah, the card
game. Because.
Well, it's a card game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a fancy edition with a real
with a gavel,
auctioneer hammer, and with the not chisel, the I don't know how it's called.
Easel.
Yes. Good to have a proper Englishman on our channel to keep us, to steer us in the right direction towards Birmingham.
I've never played Modern Art, and I need to play this game.
It's so great.
I need to play.
It is so great. Well, when you invite me over to Romania, I'll bring my Modern Art with me.
Yeah, but it's a 3 minimum, so I have to invite myself, don't I?
You have to.
Exactly. Well, as you've already established, you love a 3-way. So.
Okay, I'm just.
He did a bunch of these Reiner Knizia. I did
auction games, right?
With Ra, with
Ra, Armin Ray, High Society, Modern Art.
That one with Medici.
Yeah, exactly, Medici.
He likes that. Mr. Radu, what is your number 4?
So my number 4 was 5 last time I mentioned it. This is the hardest sell, and because it's purely a 5-player experience, I do not even want to try it with 2, because someone has to manage 4 hunters, and it's one against many. This is my favorite one. One against many.
Fury.
This is
Fury.
This is Fury of Dracula. I have to give props to, is someone farting?
Farting?
Oh
that is the collective audience showing you their opinion of this 3.5-hour snooze fest.
Okay. It's
Dracula wasn't furious after playing this game. I was bloody furious. That's 3 hours. Yeah. I'm never going to get back.
Oh, wow. So I have to play this game with you now, just to get you in this trap. And I always mention this because it's went down in a public opinion, I'm sure, but still, this to me, I miss the experience. I like both sides. I don't really like the to be Dracula, to be fair, because he's basically outside playing his own game and hiding from the others and just waiting for that track to go to a higher position so he can do more damage. And you're just moving on the map, trying to collect evidence, finding the where the trail was and all that. So I find it quite a good experience cooperatively. So yeah, even though the collectives
I think this
do
is
not agree with
this is
me.
a story in a way. If you play with the wrong group, and if a group doesn't make this fun, and you just go at it mechanically, and and
It
it's
can fall
also
flat for sure.
it's not an easy game to pick up. To play it the first time, it has a lot of rules.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I appreciate that you have a national responsibility to like this game, but like every other hidden movement game, the person who is hiding has loads of fun and it's really exciting, and the people who are looking are bored as hell for the entire time.
That's
And also,
not true.
now I think the new printing fixed this, but in the printing I played, there's also a bloody reset card where Dracula can play this card and he just says, I get to go anywhere, and the game starts all over again. The combat
I
rules
love
are
that card.
unbelievably fiddly. It is just torture, this game. Absolute bloody torture. No offense.
Okay.
Well,
Try not to take offense, but still, this is my number 4, and I will
Number 4.
play this. No questions
I will play
asked.
it too. It's you can make it fun. I usually for this type of game I go for I think I like more Letters from Whitechapel, or even the shorter one.
This has to be the shortest niche, right? The right players, the right player counts,
Yeah.
the right time.
Yeah.
Halloween at 8 o'clock, so you can get into
There is a brilliant, the best game I had of this, of Fury of Dracula. I had one absolutely brilliant game of it where someone got the box and they said, should we play this? And everyone went, no. And they went, okay. And we played something else. Amazing. That's the way you should experience Fury of Dracula.
Okay, you just
Well, you
all right. No one will
we
play
should
it now. that
all
you have
remember
mentioned.
that Ben lives in Germany.
So what's
What's that got to do with anything?
yeah? If that's your way of defending my number 4, it doesn't work.
Yeah, they love Euro games. They are not fun games.
Oh, I get it.
Let's play something else. So I will go to my number 4. Is that true? My number 4 is
Yeah.
new.
It's Uwe Rosenberg's
Love
love letter to his
hometown,
hometown.
I've done something which, I know how the mix-up happened, and I'm sorry for that. I'll say at the end. So let's go to my number 4. My number 4 is a new entry in my top 10. Is a game designed, is the highest game designed by Simone Luciani on my list, and it's a game about wanting water, a lot of water. The game is Barrage. We've played this game on stream.
I really want to play this. I have not played this, and everyone says it's fantastic, and I really want to play it.
This is quite good, quite fun, and you have to know how to place your dams. You have to know how to place. Now I've seen what you wrote, Radu. You're derailing me. You have to know how to create a strategy this is a game where you play the game and you need to play the players also. to realize what they're doing, to realize how you can place everything in a smart way. There is a game which I've heard there will be a crossover between Barrage and Brass, which should be coming out this year, and I'm quite curious to see how that goes. But until then, I am quite happy to play Barrage as much as I can. In order to play it to work as a two-player game, you need to add the Lech Water expansion, because it takes away from the interaction between players, because it allows you have more options there, and it makes it a viable two-player game. But if you want to play with 4, well, go wild. I think it's going to be a great fun game. It's not complicated. It has somehow a steep learning curve, but once you understand it, everything is so simple. Everything it makes sense. It's thematic. It works. So highly recommend this one. My number 4 is Barrage, and I have also played it wrong for a while. But after that, and I've played quite a few games wrong, but after that it got even better.
Maybe it's not even number 4. I don't know.
Yeah, it is. No, it was a mix-up in my list, and now I have.
I know, but just drawing attention to that fact. Anyway,
so
number 3.
Number 3. What is your number 3?
Wow.
So my
close
number
to me.
3 is Uwe Rosenberg's love letter to French shipping. This is Uwe Rosenberg's best game by miles. It is one of the best Euro games ever made. I played this at Lyriacon because we were looking for something to play quickly, and
this one doesn't
can
play quick.
teach this.
This one doesn't play quick.
We played it two-player. We played it two-player, and it is just so beautifully designed. It has the best arc of any game. When you start, your turns feel like you're doing nothing, and then by the end, you are just doing incredible things of incredible import. I am blown away every time I play this game, and I have the plastic bits from Board Game Geek, which makes it even better. And this is Le Havre. Le Havre is so good. It is the perfect Euro game. You need to play it if you haven't, because there's just nothing. I can't tell you how much better than Fury of Dracula this game is. It is amazing. And this is a British person talking about France here. So
Does it have vampires?
Does it have
If it doesn't, I'm not interested.
it doesn't have vampires.
Do vampires hide in the port?
Maybe there's an expansion.
Yeah, the Demeter. Anyway, that was decent. I
don't have the bits,
I
but
haven't played it.
I do have. I think it's a great game. I haven't played it a lot. This one. The first time I played it, and I think I've played it twice and I do have it though, and I haven't managed to play it more. I found it a bit too long.
You're out of your mind?
A bit too long, but who knows why.
Are you giving your review of Le Havre now?
No.
You're not right. You're not right. It's not too long. It's exactly the correct length. So those saying that, I won't play it with a full player count. It is too long with 4. But with 3, it's fantastic. With 2, it's fantastic. My number one game of all time, I won't play with a full player count either, because it takes too long. But
moving crates and making points.
Oh,
is there anything better?
That's why I did stupid. Yeah, I know why I did stupid. Oh.
Again, we've moved past Fields of Ireland.
Yes.
Acknowledging the error doesn't make it better, All right, so My number 3, we've talked about. This is my favorite dudes on the map and the most amazing art I've seen in a board game, period. So this is Inish from 2016.
Yep.
It needs no presentation. It speaks for itself. I
Great.
absolutely adore this one. It has everything I would ever want. I would never change this. Don't even, I don't want to see a version 2.0, anything. So, yeah, this is probably a full set of players,
Yeah,
just
no question.
as many as possible to get that interaction between the clans, because that's where the juice is. So
It's
This is a good choice. I'll give you this.
good.
I played it a couple of weeks
have
ago.
I
and it's brilliant.
redeemed myself?
it's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Can I
Fury
go back and talk
Fury
about
Dracula's
Fury Dracula more?
not. Yeah, Fury Dracula is not great, but Inish is very good. So you're kind of halfway there to redeem it.
So yeah, it was my number 2. So
Wow.
who took its place?
Yeah.
I mean,
bring the British who left us to the Russians in the 1940s to tell us what's right and wrong.
Hey, I wasn't around. Don't blame me.
wow. That's meta over 60 years or what, 80 years now? Wow.
Yeah.
Almost 80 years in 1944, right? Oh no, it's 45.
Good.
It's Yalta. It's 45, I think. Yeah, Yalta.
Yeah. He still can stand it.
So number 3, my number 3. It's now it's an overlap with Ben on the designer though.
Ooh.
It was.
It's Rainer Knizia
Of
because
course
it has
it is.
to.
It was number 2 last year, but it's number 3 this year, so neither here nor there. The game is, as as some Americans used to say it, Agricola.
That's not Rainer Knizia.
No, it's not Rainer Knizia.
That's Uwe Rosenberg.
Okay.
This is my this is the game I love the most, the game I have probably played the most in my gaming career. It's so good. It's so much fun. It has that you have to be miserable the whole part of the game. You have to accept that.
Do not play this with Tony Boydell. He is an absolute monster when he plays this game. Absolute monster.
I've heard he likes this game. I think if he told me he played over 2,000 plays of it.
Sure.
And he believes he designed it, I believe.
Right.
At this point.
This is an amazing game. It's thematic. It's mathematic. It works so well with 2-3 players. I don't know if I would want to play this with 4. I don't feel the need to play this with 4. And at the end, I feel I've done something. I somewhere behind in my brain, I have the feeling that I'm in 1800s, 1700s, and working hard. Hard.
So you feel like a farmer afterwards?
I don't feel necessarily like a farmer, but I feel the tough life they had to endure in creating what they needed in creating their life.
Yeah, lifting up cards and placing them on the board.
Yeah, it's hard work. It's terrible.
Mentally is exhausting. Yeah.
All right. Just like going into the mine. All right. You had one of those.
Yeah, I had more. Yeah.
Poor old.
It's
poor
not
old
the
Booghy.
same thing, of course. It's a game. Let's go back to what it is. But poor little old me. But yeah, if you have empathy, Mr. Ben, you're an actor and you should have empathy. If you have empathy...
No way. I'm a bad actor.
Well, you should feel a tiny bit, at least, what they went through creating their lives. It is hard, and it's not an easy game, and it's a game where you're not allowed to make mistakes, because a good player will punish you. And I like these types of games. I don't want every time to play these types of games. Not okay. Let's play another punishing game right now, but I do enjoy them.
Undeniably brilliant. It's a brilliant design. It's not one of my favorite games because in my experience, I mean, I've played this a couple of times with Tony, and the problem is when you play with really experienced players, they just kick you in the nuts. Yeah. And so you sometimes come out of it not having had the greatest experience, but it's undeniably a masterful design.
I would love to play this with Tony. I haven't played. I don't have 2,000 plays of it.
Well, you have to go to his convention in November.
Well, if that would be easy. So let's go to number 2, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So my number 2 is a game that never fails. You play it. I've played it with everybody, and they've always said it's great. I've played it with the kind of snooty gamers who go, "Oh, I'm not playing something that's stupid," and then they play it, and it's brilliant. It's a riot every time. It's a proper game, but it's also really good fun. It is a trick taker, which I absolutely love trick-taking games. They take me back to my childhood and all of that, and it is just 45 minutes of pure joy every time you play, and that's Skulking. Skulking is amazing. It is the game I usually, at my game group, we usually play a heavier game first, and then we finish off with Skulking after we've had a couple of beers, and it is just the perfect card game. I can't tell you how wonderful and how many great times. And what I love about it so much is it never fails. It's always great. And if you haven't played this, you need to play it.
I am not. As you have seen through my list, I love big games. I love games that give me a whole experience throughout. I don't usually play a lot of these trick-taking games. I don't love them as you do, but yeah, I do appreciate them because they're fast and they can give you something for the time you're playing it. I haven't played this one.
Number 2, the trick-taking.
Yeah, Radu is a big.
And you're showing the American version, which is crap. The German version, the art is much better. It's much more characterful.
Yeah, this is what it shows on.
Yeah, and don't play with the expansions. The expansions just muddy the water. They ruin the game. But just the pure game of Skulking is so good. It is so good.
Well,
all right.
Say no to a game.
I'm kind of afraid of my number 2 now. You both don't like this game. I can assure you. This is 5 to 7 hour game, and it should not be that. Well, this is based on a very popular IP, and it's fantasy based in medieval times. This is Game of Thrones 2011.
Second edition.
Second edition, yeah.
It's Game of Thrones Second Edition is fantastic.
Oh,
it is a brilliant game.
I mean,
it's an event
going
game.
To destroy me. Anyway,
we used to go outside of Berlin to the countryside and have a gaming weekend in a big house in the countryside, and we played Game of Thrones Second Edition on the Saturday. And it was one of those things. We got up in the morning, we set it up, we started playing, and we didn't finish playing till like 6 or 7 in the evening. It was absolutely fantastic. No, Game of Thrones Second Edition. I really want to. Now you've mentioned it, I really want to play this again. It's brilliant.
Oh, it's an event. You really have to plan for this. You buy the
You buy
wine.
tissues.
You plan it years in advance, and you read the rule book.
You have sex with your sister. I mean, you got to do all of that stuff.
All right, right, and you need to go and do some rituals before. So this is a great interactive game. You just try to conquer as many territories by moving troops around. This is as wargamey a board game of Euro can get.
Yeah.
Is that true? And that statement, because I never entered wargaming, but it just feels like that, or I know it.
No.
But,
For me, this
yeah.
is a big pass. This is not the type of game which I usually enjoy. I don't want to play 6 hours of stabbing in the back constantly. I can't.
Well, you could have breaks, and you go to the
Yeah,
bar and
I do like
talk
I do
about
like
your villain plans.
I do like that in this picture. This, I don't know, girl or maybe guy brought himself tissues instead. If he wants to weep, he'll have them there.
Nah, it's a constant shifting tide, and you're in the fight for the for a long time.
The
So
only
It's cracking. It's
the
really
only
good.
redeeming feature against diplomacy, for example, is the fact that it's only, I don't know, 6 hours instead of days. That's the only redeeming feature.
it's my number 2. Let it shine for
Now, I
God's
think
sake.
it's great for what it
I've
does. Yeah, it is great.
I've
for
talked about this extensively. It's really when the time is right. We create. Of course, it's you have to commit
Yeah.
to a big game, and you really have to like it. It's not for everyone. Obviously, you need to know what you're getting yourself involved in. So newer gamers will have it hard because it's going to be. Yeah, it's a bloodbath, right? So
Yeah, you need to. You can put friendships online with games like this. You need to have a
Yeah.
you need to have a certain mindset with a game like this.
if they can stand 7 hours of this backstabbing, they're good friends.
Well, I don't know what to say. I don't want to test it for that long.
All right.
So my number two, right? My number 2 is a game that was last year was number, I think, 8 or 9. It was 9 last year, and yeah, it was 9. It went right up to number 2. I have played it a bit more this year, and I still enjoy it, love it more and more. The game is Kanban EV. This is my favorite Lacerda. I have seen Inventions, and I think Inventions, I don't know, might get up there. I really think it might get up there, but I'll have to see. But I do like this one. I like the theme. I like how I've talked about it at length. I like how everything works together. It's quite easy to understand what you need to do. It's a heavy game which I can explain thematically. Everything makes sense. And if you like, if you're like me, petrolhead, you're going to love this game. If you don't, you probably will enjoy it for what it is. I think it's one of the best Lacerdas out there. It's not
I agree.
over complex or over complicated as On Mars is. On Mars is a bit more complicated, and less streamlined. I think this is one of the best streamlined heavies out there. This can trick you. If you can find someone who really knows the game and can explain it to you in a manner that you can understand it, you think, hey, it's quite simple. I need to take some parts from there, to take some designs, and then to make some cars, because cars will give me points at the end. But once you start playing it, and you only have one worker, place a worker and do the action. It's not like, well, you start Architects of the West Kingdom, you have start with 20 workers and move them around. No, here you have one worker. Place that worker and then do your algorithm. And if you enjoy deep planning, deep thinking, it's one of the best heavy games out there.
I think it's Lacerda's best. I like Lisboa too.
I like,
but I think this is his smoothest. This is his most grokkable game. It's the one that makes the most sense. It's the one that you start playing and you go, no, I see this. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to understand how to play. It's difficult to be good at, but it's not difficult to understand how to play. It's
exactly.
Kanban's really
good.
No comment.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Rules lawyer. Gabi is the rules lawyer. So let's go to our number ones, right?
Yeah.
And I will.
What everyone has been waiting for. So for 10 hours or more.
I will pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I will.
I probably know what your number one is.
Probably. Mr. Ben, what is your number one? Do your intro.
My number one game of all time.
Do you want to do your intro
is
first?
The greatest.
Do you want me to interrupt you?
I'm gonna walk out of this studio. My number one is the greatest. Is the most incredibly designed game ever made. I often find something really sticks with me when I enjoy it, no matter what kind of art form it is, and I think, how the hell did you do that? It is a real tour de force. It is the most incredible experience you'll ever have. You come out of the end thinking, this is a real work of engineering. It is just flawless. It is a brilliant game. It's a brilliant thesis on the way the world should be. It expresses comedy and tragedy through mechanisms. There is no better sort of breakdown of what humanity is and how tragic human beings are, because you should attempt to be peaceful, but there's always one dickhead who will try and be violent, and then everyone has to follow. It is just perfection, and this game is through the ages. It is just the reason board games were made was for one day to work up to the peak of the mountain, and the peak of the mountain is through the ages.
And the award goes to Sir Bad Maddox for that incredible intro.
Yeah, I was thinking,
you kept us with.
I will not. It's your number one. Yeah, you enjoy it the most. Man, it's a great design, but I don't know, 5 or 6 hours. Man, this is long.
I prefer code names. Is that good? Yeah.
I mean, same designer, and also a brilliant game. No, as I said earlier, I won't play this with more than 3, because with more than 3, the thing is, as a two-player game, I can knock this game out in 90 minutes as a two-player game. As a 3-player game, it's closer to 2.5, 3 hours. But what a 2.5, 3 hours it is.
If they know the game.
Well, of course, if they know the
but,
game.
yeah,
But
it
because
is.
the app is so fantastic and people play the app so much, everyone knows the game at this point.
Yeah, but on the app, it moves the cubes itself, and that's why it's
Yeah.
better to play the app if you enjoy it. Yeah.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Why the hell? If it's better to play the app, why the hell do you have a board game YouTube channel? Why don't you have
This
an
is
app
Feedly as
YouTube
all
channel?
get out. I have played this game. I know this game. I like this game. I respect this game. It's a great design.
Get the Perspex overlays. Just get the Perspex
I don't have
overlays,
those.
and it's completely
I don't
fine.
have those. But it's
Well, get
but
them.
it is a fine game. And man, what Radu Vatil manages to do with every game that he does, you have to think what goes in that man's mind.
For me, he is the Diego Maradona of game design.
Yep.
There is no better
yep.
natural game designer in
Yep.
the world. He is a man who thinks ludologically, and everything he touches just bursts with originality and character. He's a true genius.
Yeah, but he needs to design something new because.
He hasn't for years, and it's driving me absolutely mad.
And yeah, great. Yeah, I haven't played it in a while. My favorite of his was Dungeon Pets.
Which is also fantastic.
Not my favorite is still sorry, but it's close to Dungeon. My favorite is still the good old Solo, which is in my top 100.
What, Mage Knight?
Yeah. So, Radu, what is your number 2?
So it needs no presentation. I've been talking about this game extensively. It's another cooperative, intro level family
you should do that intro.
fantasy.
Which you did in Romania.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I don't know what I did last year. So, yeah, the award was given away anyway. So, this is my favorite guilty pleasure, which I can't stop thinking about. This game got me into the board game industry, and I haven't forgotten it since. So this is Legends of Andor. I know. Nobody.
I've never played it. I hear it's great though.
What?
I've never played it, but I hear it's great.
It's a great game. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should have put Imperial Dracula number 1. That would have ended with a bang. Yeah, so this has, the artwork, the interaction, the narrative aspects, the randomness that dice provide, the working together about to going against the game, and yeah, it's an adventure in a box, which I was very impressed with. This is the illustrator and the designer at the same time, and I have to give him the greatest honor of putting him number 1 game. I don't know if it will ever fall off this pedestal, but yeah, this is Legends of Andor. It has its own soundtrack, so
yeah, this is a fun game. We've played it. We did a playthrough in Romania, and we had a lot of fun. And what I do like about this game is the fact that normally in all American co-ops, you will find baddies, and you want to beat all the baddies you meet. But in this one, you'll have to pick and choose, because if you beat too many of them, the counter, there is a counter, and every baddie you beat will go up and up. It's a track. You'll go up and up, and it will end the game sooner. So you need to pick and choose your battles in order not to trigger the end of the game and lose it. It's a balancing act.
Mini puzzle.
It's quite good. It's quite good. And when we managed to beat the final baddie, man, that was we were yay. let's go to Ben's number 1.
Yeah, let's go to Ben's number 1. Why not? I mean, he didn't
Well,
just talk
yeah,
about it for
it's-
10 minutes, did he?
Oh yeah, sorry. It did.
It's anachrony, isn't it?
Anachrony is my number 1.
Yeah. I'm still.
I love how time travel is not just taking a loan, that it really feels like time travel.
Yeah,
I
the
love how the
best game
minis are
by-
not completely bloody pointless. Anachrony for president.
I am trying to finally get it out of you.
You've made Costin proud.
So my number 1 is a game which I haven't managed to play on stream, and this is a game which you won't endorse because it is from the good old Uli. It's a
Oh God.
That's Arkwright.
It's a game that appeared in 2014, I believe, and I still love this game. I haven't played it in a while though, and it will be played soon. This is the coming to Berlin. Kosti is coming to Berlin. This is the Excel or the spreadsheet game in a way. It looks like a spreadsheet, but is incredibly good. It's one of the. I enjoy economic simulations. I like those, and this is the game that makes me feel like I am there in the industry, in the industrial revolutions, and I'm building my factories, and I'm trying to make them work, and I'm trying to be a capitalist to make my profit, to make those shares, to have those shares. It makes me think, okay, do I want to automate? Do I want to take workers? If I'm taking workers, I'm making the market. It has a closed market, which is interesting because you can players can make it more expensive. You need to pay workers. You need to the workers become more expensive if you hire more workers. So you need to balance opening factories with hiring workers, because in the end you'll have to think, well, if I open too many factories and I have too many workers, then I need to pay them. If I need to pay them, do they produce enough for me to warrant hiring them? And also buy my shares and making the right money. This game makes me feel like a businessman for, I don't know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours. It's one of the few games which manages to do that with the form. I mean, it looks like a spreadsheet. It looks like an Excel file. But I think it's really thematic, although it doesn't look. And I have always thought during this game, I can picture myself, I can imagine myself, I am doing those things. I am not just building some factories on my player board. I am thinking of how to balance my economics in order to get the most money. And in the end, this is what I like, that money is points. And it has an interesting demand system. It was reprinted as a card game, and Mr. Radu played the card game. I still think the board game is a bit better, but you can only find the card game. So if you find the card game, buy the card game and have fun with it. It will have some nice battles for selling stuff and making money if you enjoy that. My number 1 is still. Oh, this is at layer, I think, the way it looks, isn't it? It is a delay. It will appear soon. My number 1 is still, and I hope will manage to play this one on stream soon in the month of May, because this is my favorite game and month of May will be my month. We're gonna play this one, and I think we're gonna have some fun. My number one is, I do like the action selection mechanism. Well, the upgrading, everything that you do. I think it has a good game underneath, and it creates a certain atmosphere for me, of course. Maybe for someone else who do not enjoy these kinds of games, don't.
Okay.
My number one is Arkwright. And before we finish, my number 11 was Fields of Arle. So my number 6 was, and I'm sorry for that, was Wildcatters. So I need to fix the mistake. This is also a heavy game. This is a 4-3. I think this works best at 4 players. I highly recommend this game if you like a 4-player game. It's a lot of fun. We will play also this one. It's thematic. It makes sense. It's a great game. And I needed to do that fix.
You're all over the place. You started with 2, you finished with 2. Yeah. All in all, you're just talking about good games. So the scale really doesn't matter.
Well, I'm sorry. It was a mix-up here on my files, which I haven't realized I've made. So this was our top 100, and it finally ended. Thank you, Ben, for joining us, even if it was on the last 30.
Yeah, no worries. I've just got one thing to say. Hang on.
No, you've been boiling this one from the beginning.
Oh, I think I closed.
No,
you carry on. You carry on. I think I closed the tab. So you carry on, and then I'll come back to you.
So this was, as I've said, this was a lot of fun. This is a. We like talking about games. I love talking about games, about my favorite games. This is hard to do because I have to know whatever, and sometimes it happens. Some mix-ups happen, especially when you don't do this for a living and you have to do things in your own spare time. But yeah, it's quite fun. Hopefully, Ben, you will come on some other top 10s.
Oh, sure.
So
I want to say
that was convincing.
I want to say, Fury of Dracula, ma face sa vreau, sama lovesc impropria fata.
Could you demonstrate that? I didn't quite catch that. An example would be fabulous.
Sir, it was fun doing this with you. Thank you again a lot for doing this and taking the time to join us.
So I would like to end by saying that a wise man once said that thank you for listening to us 3 bellends.
Right on.
We're talking a lot of bellendry and that. So I think this world really should stick into the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. It's been quite a ride. Hope you liked our choices, and see you next time.
Loved them apart from one.
Yeah, I know. Guilty. You'll like it when you play with me. Next time we meet and have a threesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe Nissan.
Oh, there's a lot of people there.
So Ben, what do you have to say to defend in your own defense?
What do you mean? What am I defending?
He's already out the door.
I didn't do anything. I didn't touch that warthog. It's all a malicious lie.
We have proof, and it shall be provided in court.
So thank you again
Thank you all.
to both of you guys. I will be alone, remain to finish this. I want to thank everyone who came and watched live. I will thank everyone who will come and watch after the fact. If you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. I'm sorry for the small mishaps. In the end, we do talk about games. We'll get better if we get more patrons, have more time to do this. We'll get better. Otherwise, I'm sorry for the mishaps. Again, like, share, and subscribe. It keeps the internet alive and us going. And I want to thank again Ben and Radu for doing this. I don't know. I always forget to say something and I always remember after it. But if I do, I'm sorry for it. Until next time, I will say what it says here. Play a lot, play loads, have fun. And bye-bye, fine folks, wherever in the world you are.